Matteo Salvini, Viktor Orban meeting in Milan today, and in Brussels, I imagine EU leaders pretty worried.
Yeah, a lot of people are having a little rumblings in their stomach over this meeting. Why? Well, why is because officially there's been no reason given by the government of Italy or the government of Hungary as to what the motivation behind these two men meeting. But what we do know, and we know it thanks partly to Matteo Salvini's public statements, is that he considers Viktor Orban a political mentor of sorts, a political role model, and he sees him sort of as giving a master class to the rest of Europe in populism and how to successfully take on Brussels and those EU technocrats and bureaucrats as he sees it. So it is a meeting of the minds in many ways, but it's more of sort of the master and the student meeting. Where do they most agree? On the anti-immigrant stance is something that they both viscerally share. Their toughness towards migrants, actually, that's an understatement. That's much too mild. When you're talking about Viktor Orban, Hungary, we know, has refused to take in a single refugee under Europe's less than successful relocation scheme. It called for the redistribution, relocation of resettlement of 160,000 refugees. It really never got off its feet. Only a few thousand of those were ever resettled in other countries. And we've heard Viktor Orban time and again bashing Brussels when it comes to these issues. If anything, Salvini has actually been even more anti-European than Viktor Orban, and more in the sense that he's actually threatened to stop paying Italy's dues to the European Union, to the European Commission. He's threatened to leave the euro, the single currency. But what I suspect is they both have one agenda. They would both like to be able to sort of form a front and actually get other people, like-minded politicians in Europe, to band together, as Salvini has put it, a league of leagues, so to speak, a banding together of other nationalists in Europe at a time when we do see a lot of elections and a lot of parties ascendant right now. Populist parties, radical parties on the right, far right, moderately far right, those types of parties, all in the ascendant. They're trying to tap into that, and they're trying to find a way to unite that. European parliamentary elections are coming up in 9 months, next May. That is already looming as a very big date and perhaps a decisive one in setting the tone and the landscape in European politics for months, if not years to come.